Welcome back to Nightcap Chat, the pop culture podcast. Talk all things comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, and more. Today is Halloween Special 2021, Part 2. I'm Blade O'Neill.
I'm Ken Brown.
I'm Lance O'Neill.
And we're just continuing our conversation from before. So we had a brief intermission while recording these, and Ken had a great idea for another thing to give out. That's not candy, but it's still great.
Okay, like what's a bag of candy cost right now? Like $7-8?
Dude, are you kidding me? Like this was like $15.
$15. Okay, so for $15,
like at a minimum.
How many kids usually come trick or treat in your house?
Oh, like 10 tops.
10? Okay,
tops.
10 tops. All right. How about you, Lance? About 10 tops as well?
My neighborhood wasn't developed last year, so I had like 2.
Okay, so you go to any like grocery store, Walmart, Drawn to Comics, anywhere.
Wait, where's Drawn to Comics?
Oh, in downtown Glendale, 5801 West Glendale Avenue, Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Not Glendale, California. There's some confusion there. Oh, it's not south of LA. It is west of Phoenix, Arizona. But for 99 cents in most places, at the most maybe $1.59. Like at Drawn to Comics, they are $1.59, but our margins aren't quite as high as big box stores.
Yeah.
But if you need to, you can get them for as low as 94 cents at big box stores like Target or Walmart. You can get 15 Hot Wheels to give to kids to put at trick or treat Halloween. That doesn't rot their teeth, are super cool and styling and fun. And it's something they can keep forever. They'll come to your house every single freaking year and think like you're the coolest trick or treat house in the neighborhood.
And Hot Wheels now, it's literally everything. Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Marvel,
He-Man, right?
Yes, He-Man.
So you could even just buy a bunch of random ones and, the kid's wearing a Ninja Turtle outfit, you get a Ninja Turtle car. You're wearing a Marvel outfit, well, here's a Marvel car. You can do anything.
You're She-Ra. Here's She-Ra.
Yeah, dude, there's something, Hot Wheels has got that licensing down pat. They've
James Bond.
Merchandise licensed everything over the past years. So I think that would be a fun thing to put in the bag at a trick-or-treater. That way, I said too, the parents are going to say, whoa, that's kind of cool. And it's not anything hurting my kid's health. Make sure you don't hand them to the kids under 3 because Hot Wheels are a 3+ age thing. Yeah. So you don't want any kids swallowing Hot Wheels. But I don't think that would really happen. I hope good parenting would keep them from letting that happen too as well. But I can't guarantee that anymore either,
you definitely can't guarantee that. In that same kind of vein, I don't know how much they cost, but if you have minimal trick-or-treaters, they have those little packs of Legos.
Yes, that would be awesome too. And you just got me on something even too, like small but chokeable. But
I know. You know what's weird is like choking on toys made me think of Legos.
Yes.
So and
then you think about something else good to choke on, but which would be fun to give to trick or treaters.
That's a terrible sentence.
That you don't like in your neighborhood. Right? Give them Hero Clicks.
Oh,
that you don't use anymore. Do you know? Because like Hero Clicks,
not the base set. Because those are expensive, right?
But the ones like we have like a 99-cent bin at the store.
Yeah.
Just pick out like, if it's something like if bags of candy, like $15-20 and you're eating 80% of it and giving out 20% of it.
I am.
It's probably better for, just to give something fun. It's going to keep, your calories down before the holiday eating of Thanksgiving and Christmas or other holidays of that time frame too as well.
Yeah.
And you're giving something fun to the kids that they're not going to have any health problems of either.
Unless, of course, they eat the Hot Wheels.
Yes, that's
those are different kind of those are different kind of health problems.
Yeah, esophagus choking could be a problem.
I just thought of something. What if you could just start? Because you said Hero Clicks, right?
Yes.
And it's a pretty popular thing, but it's not huge. You know what I mean? Like the average person, if you talked about Hero, they would just be like, "What are you talking about?"
That's true.
It's a great way to like influence everyone.
Yes.
To like get into the game if you need your game, like, they don't put out enough content for my game.
Yes.
My tabletop game or whatever. If I just start like giving out Marvel Legendary cards, the kids are going to get one card and maybe a little like baggie with candy. They'll be like, Legendary. Oh, this card looks cool. It's like for a game. They're going to look it up
and
then they're going to try to play the game because they're like, oh, I have a card that's for the game.
Yes.
I mean, Pokemon cards are popular, but I mean, same kind of idea. Like there's still a game. Like, I love this Pikachu card. I want to get more. Where do I go? I go to my local game shop or wherever, and then maybe they start playing it. I play Pokemon cards, but I mean, like they stopped doing a lot of the games on the West Valley. Like if I want to go to a tournament, I have to go all the way to the East Valley, which is far for those of you not in the Arizona area. Although I guess it's shut down the freeway. But anyway, I'm just complaining now.
Yes. I remember as a kid, there was a couple strange things I got in trick-or-treat bags that were really cool. Like we were talking about it earlier. I don't know if we mentioned, I think we're talking about it off air before on air, but those little plastic birthday party pinball things.
Yeah.
Someone put one of those in a trick-or-treat bag.
Yeah, I think we got that too. And that's pretty cool.
Yes. And that's something, it's different. It's not candy, but it's something you can enjoy.
I think it doesn't even have to be like that. Like you just go to the dollar store.
Yes.
And buy little squirt guns or just whatever that they have that could be fun.
Snap caps.
That you know are going to, sure, they might last for like an hour of playing, then they'll break and you never use them again. But you know they're going to have fun that night with whatever it is. And you're probably going to give it to like a group of friends and they're all going to get one and they're going to have fun with it.
It makes Halloween memorable, not just the candy. Like another thing I was thinking too, I remember one year we went to some house and they put in a marble. And like that with the stepbrothers and the friends neighborhood, we were playing marbles.
Gosh, talk about choking hazard.
Yeah. Exactly. Dude. I tried eating it. They told me to spit it out. I was kidding. I thought it was rock candy. I was kidding.
Oh my God.
Wow. No, I was kidding.
It's a jawbreaker.
But yeah, dude, but it was fun. It was like, marble. And then sometimes marbles like cat's eyes or bird cages, they're kind of cool looking too as well.
Yeah. And like I thought of this, what I'm about to say, because like I saw online that like, people would hand out little age-appropriate beverages to the adults who were bringing the kids. Nice. So, but in that same vein, you can do K-cups of different flavors, and it is for the adults. Like the adults are just bringing kids around. Like, I mean, let them have some fun. Like, hey, try the pumpkin spice whatever K-cup from Starbucks, or there's an apple cider, whatever. Like, everybody gets a K-cup. Like that could be fun. Or you can even do hot chocolate for the kids. Like, if you want, I mean, almost everyone has a Keurig, right?
Yes, that reminds me too. I remember one year I got a can of Shasta.
A
can of Shasta soda. Like someone put a can of soda in a bag of trick-or-treating one year. And I thought that was kind of interesting too. I'm going, This was back like 1990s where soda wasn't, causing diabetes at that time. It was more to be consumed.
It was causing it.
It was causing it. Just they didn't know.
It didn't just magically start happening.
I just think it was hilarious like that, like when we're like 1980s and 90s and even before that, going back to like the late 1800s, we're watching this show on Hulu about how food influenced America, and just thinking like everything was products, thrown at us like this is so good to drink. Like Coca-Cola was an elixir at first. Do you know what I mean? And then there was the times like in the FDA squashed a lot of that in the early 1900s of saying you couldn't say something could cure anything anymore unless it was FDA approved to do that. And I was just thinking like how that kind of started this 100-year generation of us just loving everything with sugar and bad for us, that has kind of developed this inept, I guess what you could call problem of type 2 diabetics going on through the nation right now. And it's kind of an interesting thing that made me kind of think about that. I was just watching that. I go, wow, historically, this has been set up to be kind of almost hereditary because McDonald's was popular. Burger King was popular. Kentucky Fried Chicken, they were talking about. Mars candy bars competing. Like they were giving candy. M&M's got popular because they were giving it to soldiers that were fighting in World War II as like an energy booster. Hershey's did the same thing too. They were making like energy bars to give to soldiers during World War II. And I'm going, all these people are coming back. And of course they love this stuff. It's what kept them going during major points in U.S. history. And I'm going, wow, how crazy is that? That the trickle down effect of products and how they've influenced society over the past 100 years.
I mean, that was all probably intentional
like
population control.
Like that Halloween.
It's all nonsense.
We're giving away tons of candy for years. Yeah. And it's enjoyable and everything's good in moderation, but we're consumers in this country. We don't need moderation. We want more. Right? But I'll stop on that. It's kind of going off topic there.
No, I mean, hey, we're talking about candy, right? And what I'm opening right now is in my opinion, the two best Halloween candies, is specifically the pumpkin shaped Reese's.
I think the regular Reese's is better than
No, this is a better proportion. No. Ken, what do you think?
Let me see the proportions. I got to feel this with my fingers and feel like if I'm getting a good value out of this.
You have to eat it.
You have to eat it?
You don't have to eat it.
Now,
you don't have to eat it.
As I talk about like how bad candy is for you, it's me coping with my own mechanism that I have one of the worst sweet tooths. Like I love carbs. I love chocolates.
Sorry, I'm being a bad influence.
And it's like, it's delicious.
Maybe Ken wasn't the person to ask because he just likes it anyway.
Well, it's weird because what justifies about Reese's peanut butter cups is I feel the protein helps balance this candy.
Keep
As
telling
a
yourself
healthy
that.
candy. Yeah. And I've read too, like, this peanut butter is like probably the highest content sugar peanut butter ever created.
There's 8 grams of sugar
It's not bad.
in one.
Oh,
It's like all sugar.
That's you're looking at the Kit Kat.
Oh,
wow.
my statement. Oh, there's 8.5 grams of sugar.
In that Reese's peanut butter cup?
Uh-huh. That's crazy. But there is.
So let me see how much sugar I've taken.
There's
in the
four.
past.
There's 4 grams of sugar.
So in the past
4
10 minutes,
grams of protein.
Oh, good.
2 grams. Cut it in
Oh,
half.
you're right. 2 grams of protein.
Shoot, dude. So I'll never eat a balanced amount of protein to match up for those carbs.
We'll just have a steak tonight, and I think that'll balance it out. Right? I
Do
think
you
that's how
have
that works.
steaks?
That's
do
what you
not.
should give out for
Steaks.
There you go.
Steaks.
Give us steaks.
Kind of raw steaks.
That's also a choking
It's
hazard.
like shrink wrapped. Here you
throw
go.
out some chicken too. Be like, here's some salmonella.
Here's some chicken nuggets. Frozen chicken nuggets.
Here's some raw chicken kitties.
Just go to Taco Bell, get like a party pack of 12 tacos and hand those to kids. Right, dude? It's about the same price as a bag of candy.
You can get a pack of 10 tacos for like $10 at Taco Bell.
Because these are $15.
They're gonna
now.
go cold.
How about a game? How about just like something simple like you get like three balls and you have to throw it. And if you hit a target, you get like
Ooh, you get some of the better
you get
prizes.
something good, and if not, you get something
That's
something
cool.
whatever. So that way,
Yes.
it's like, are you active? You go outside a lot, and you're not sitting at home doing nothing all day. Cool. Well, then you get better candy. You don't. Well, you're probably gonna miss, and you get the more bad candy.
Yeah, do you like throw like a pumpkin through a tire thing?
Or maybe you
something
can,
like that.
or maybe you could win like comic books or packs of Pokemon cards.
Yes.
You know, maybe just have a few packs. Like, gosh, as a kid, if I could win like a whole pack of Pokemon cards, you know, like even back then, like I would have been like, yeah, like let's.
Your house is more of a
Let's do this.
festival.
Yeah,
than even a
no
trick-or-treat
kidding.
place.
Yeah, make sure you're doing fun things, you know, like this too. Like don't be a creepy neighbor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
don't rig it so that way they always lose.
Well, I was actually referring to, remember the first time we went trick or treating in Arizona? That house. It was me, you, and our cousin, and we were going up the block, and we got to that house, and so I was the Punisher, you were Spider-Man, and I forget what our cousin was. And I had your Spider-Man mask because it didn't fit you, and the Spider-Man costume didn't fit him, so he had it on one arm because I couldn't get his other arm up, so he was beating up Spider-Man, and I was holding the Spider-Man mask, and little kids would go up to me and ask, like, who were you? Like, I'm the Punisher. And like, I killed Spider-Man. I'd hold up his mask, and
Oh,
I'd freak out the little kids. But we got to this house, and we weren't thinking at the time. Okay, like this is a screwed up story, so like, I mean, skip ahead like 2 minutes if you don't want to hear it. It's not that bad. But there was like these 2 like middle-aged men, and they're like, okay, like to get the candy, like we take a picture of all the trick-or-treaters.
That's
like
creepy.
they were like they had this Polaroid camera, and for some reason like it was kind of weird. We're like, okay, I guess.
Does he
And,
give
like,
you the picture, or he doesn't keep?
no,
it,
he
does
keeps it. He had like
Oh my gosh!
he
don't
had
go
like a
inside that
board.
house. You'll
He's
never
like a
see yourself
collage.
again, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was
Go
creepy.
Ahead, go ahead. That's sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. That's
No.
It's
like,
freaking me out.
That's the story.
yeah, it was
Like,
just weird. It was creepy.
he had a collage of all the trick or treaters on this board.
This guy, his last name Myers.
I don't know, but we got the candy. So
Jeez,
like,
dude.
I mean, like
Mike Myers
that's
there,
like
stuff.
101. Like, don't do weird things for candy. And like,
Yes.
and I was like 15, so you were like 13. Like,
Yeah, it was
like we
like
should have known better.
Yeah, it was like probably the
Wow.
last time we ever went trick or treating. We were just going because it was like, let's just do it. Like,
Yeah.
let's just go trick.
We were bored.
We were so bored. Yeah, let's just do it.
Wow.
You know,
dude.
and then it was just like, this is.
Because I was the Punisher because I had a Punisher shirt, so I put on a jacket.
Yeah.
Lance didn't fit in his Spider-Man costume because it was from like 3 years ago, and I don't know what my cousin. I forgot what
I
she
don't
was
remember.
that year. But like we just like half-assed Halloween. But this creepy dude, like we let him take pictures of like,
That
it
is
was
creepy.
It was rough. Well, I mean, it wasn't rough, but like, don't be that neighbor. I guess is
it's
what.
like that. Yeah, no photos of the people taking Halloween.
Yeah.
Let the families take their own pictures of their kids in costume. Not some stranger. Hey, can I take a picture of your kid in the Halloween costume? That's so cute. It's like, yeah, maybe not. You might not want to do that to your neighbors and not get that. How would you say it? Offender.
Status.
Yeah, status in your neighborhood.
Yeah, it's just creepy.
Yeah.
That is super
did we
creepy.
tell our parents about that?
I don't know.
Maybe that'll be a Thanksgiving story this year to come clean about what happened at Halloween in 2015.
Don't say come clean like we did something.
Yeah, that totally makes what I was thinking like less creepy. I was thinking about people having these haunted yards, like
those
a
are
maze,
cool. Yeah.
And then like there's like tombstone thing, and there's like a 6-foot drop that these kids drop into.
Oh gosh. That's bad.
Yeah, then they have to figure out how to climb their ways out, and you have the candy farm if they work their way out.
Yeah, that's creepy too. That's bad.
I almost spit out. I'm joking.
And of course, if the kids start freaking out, then you toss the rope to bring them up.
That's some Silence of the Lamb kind of shit right there. I gotta try.
That's the said too. Try to stay away from those houses too, as well.
Yeah, no kidding. So don't be that neighbor. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yes, Halloween's supposed to be fun, not scary. Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm okay. I still have like something stuck in my lungs.
You ever get pennies while trick or treating?
Yes. You get those. So it's like you were hoping for quarters and you get copper pennies. You're kind of going, that's cool.
Yeah.
Don't mind it. So I said too, how many people I remember, stepbrothers or kids in the neighborhood would like try to count who got the most change out of the whole
Quarters
thing.
are always good. Quarters, nickels, dimes, those were always fine.
Yes.
Those darn pennies.
But it makes your bag heavy.
It does. Yeah, that's true.
That's the worst part.
Good point.
It's not worth how heavy your bag gets. And then your bag, depending on the bag you have, maybe it starts like ripping because of the weight.
Yes. And you're like, no.
And you're like, oh, this is just for the pennies. Like if it's the nickel, it's like, oh, okay. Dime, it's definitely worth it. Yeah. Quarter, oh, you're balling.
It wasn't worth the 30 cents.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the people that put video game tokens in there?
No. Did you?
Just once. Someone put a video game token. I go, which arcade is this good for? Because once again, I was a child of the 80s, and arcades were a pretty big deal.
Did you find out?
I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think I ever did. I mean, it was just, that's nice. You know, it's a video game arcade token. And
he was trying to have a good idea.
Yeah. It sounds like it was, something that's a failed thought process. But
it's probably the arcade he owned.
Maybe.
Yes. Come to my arcade, kid. Spend some money.
Get addicted. Just play once.
Yes. Just play Spy Hunter one time.
It's a shame. Like there's not, I mean, sure, there's like some arcades, but they're like few and far between.
Yes.
Is there a good video game? Like, can you hand out Fortnite skins? Is there a way to do that? Like, can you hand out Fortnite bucks?
Yeah.
Like how could you do that? How would you do that?
Just like you have like Steam cards, there's like Fortnite V-Bucks.
So what's the minimum purchase on that?
You can't buy dollar ones. They're gonna be like $15, $20, $10. Like it's gonna be way too expensive to just give it out to everyone in the neighborhood.
Yeah. That's one of the competition things they have to,
There you go.
That's the grand prize for the kids in the neighborhood.
You pick some V-Bucks.
Or you just pick one kid that has a Fortnite skin. This kid loves Fortnite. I'm gonna make his day and just give one kid like $15 to go. And he's gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go home, play Fortnite, and buy a skin that I really want, and just make his year.
That's where you start getting like GameStop involved with endorsing your Halloween party. They had the GameStop truck. Remember the video game trucks they used to have where people would come and it'd be like you could play video games in the trailer or whatever type of thing.
I remember it though.
Like 4 or 5 years ago was trying to be a big deal, but I don't know if it ever took off.
Oh yeah. Like, I mean, that's something that would have maybe worked in the 90s, but like, why would I pay to go play video games on the truck when I can play on my console at home? Like,
exactly.
I don't have like 5 friends that I could rent the truck that want to play the same game as me. Like, of course that's going to be a failed business idea. Like the whole point of the console and like video games, like you can play it with each other from your home. Why would anyone want to get together and do that in a truck?
Yes.
Potentially get in a car accident and like what is?
Well, I think they park.
Yeah,
I saw one driving on the highway the other day.
Oh, really?
And it just seemed the whole thing just seemed creepy.
Yeah,
like it just gave off bad vibes because the only thing that's on it is little kids playing games.
Oh,
wow! It's just like
it's
just
like a
weird.
Kids party.
It's like a kids party thing, so it's like this is just weird.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Why do you have to drive around for that?
And then like on top of it, right?
Business.
How many kids? One, how many kids can you fit in the truck? And two, you probably can't fit the kids and the parents.
There's
probably no room
kids.
for it.
Wow.
So do you just have a bunch of kids in a van that has video games. It's like a candy truck, but like it's video games, and they're just trying to advertise it like that.
How did we come up with all of these creepy things on this part of the episode? Like all these
Halloween.
Worst case scenarios. No, that's not okay.
Yeah, it's like that. Don't get into a video game van called White Van Video Game Systems.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I was like, yeah, there's no way that's a good business. You know, I mean, like even arcades, don't stick around because like you can do anything, at home now.
Yeah.
Between your console and PC, I mean, your phones even can play Fortnite.
It's mostly just like a nostalgia thing. People want to get in this throwback mode. It seems like more than ever these days. Have you noticed that? It's like that where everything that's cool from the 80s is now cool again. I mean, I think I don't know if it's a Stranger Things effect that started it, or it really feels like 1980s has become a big deal again.
I think it's just a consistent lack of good product being put out there that people are just like, man, everything was just better back in the day.
Well,
or was it new?
Well, here's that may have a little bit to do with it, but what I really think it has to do with is kids of the 80s.
Yeah.
And now 90s now
have kids.
Where we're at this age now where, in theory we have more disposable income.
Okay.
It's far enough away that it's a nostalgia thing. It's not like, oh, that was so yesterday. It's like, oh wow, Sega, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe.
Again too,
exactly. Like. I mean, like Pokemon is on its 25th anniversary in America.
Crazy. Yeah.
Like I was a kid when Pokemon was new. Like I'm a little younger than you. So like to me, like this new Pokemon stuff, like sure, like it's geared towards kids, but like a lot of it is geared toward people my age. It's geared towards adults. I mean, same thing with Power Rangers. There were that Lightning collection line, like that's for adults. The $100 helmet is for adults. Who's like, wow, like I was a kid in the 90s. I loved the Green Ranger, and now
you got one too.
I have a Green Ranger helmet and the White Ranger helmet and the Morpher. Like that's what it's for.
And I think it's just every generation does it. It's just in the 80s and the 90s there was so much
stuff introduced,
new stuff. Because like the 60s you didn't have any of this stuff.
Yeah, because my parents,
70s you didn't really have any, right? So
yeah.
What do you have, a Stretch Armstrong doll? Like, you know what I mean? Like what's the content that you're absorbing that you can like really be like, oh wow. But sometimes people will be like, oh look, I found this doll that I used to have when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
But for us, that little doll is like the Pokemon cards. It's all this like we had so much G.I. Joe. We had so much content in the 80s and the 90s.
So much stuff that was out there.
Right. So there was a lot more content to absorb. So I just think it's just part of like the history repeating itself. It's just back then they didn't really have as much.
Okay. Maybe that's what it was too. Yeah, like
and
my
it's
parents
just like
never talked about the stuff they played with as a kids.
Right.
Well, they talked about like, oh, I had a tin train.
Okay.
And they'll still have them.
Like my mom talked about the Shadow. That's the only thing I remember.
The Shadow, yes.
Shadow radio show. She goes, oh, only the Shadow knows.
But here's the thing: when we were kids, remember like shows like Antique Roadshow, and like even before that, like these old toys from the 60s, 50s, and beyond, like they were valuable. Are they valuable now as that generation? Is much older now, and we're the adults. Like what's valuable? Like the original Transformers.
That's what's crazy. Like our generation made stuff valuable in a weird way because like that, my parents, like my dad was born in 1935. So he would have been like 3 years old when Superman first came out. Wow. So he could have grown up with Superman. Do you know what I mean? And like my mom was born in 1942. So sorry about sharing my age's parents. My dad's passed. My mom, God bless, she's still here with us. Let's have you for many more years, Mom. But that's World War II era.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that is like Americana nostalgia era.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like my mom loved Elvis. Do you know what I mean? There's things like music was bigger deal, I think, to that generation.
Totally.
And like that said too, that food show I was talking about earlier. I mean, that was nostalgia. Coca-Cola was everywhere. Do you know? And it was not just a soda, it was a brand. Do you know what I mean? Like McDonald's too, same thing too. In the 50s, it's like when McDonald's took off and stuff like that too. And there was a stat on that show talking about, going back to that show again, it was so fascinating. The highest, just like that retailer of toys.
Yeah.
In that era who sold the most toys in one place was McDonald's.
Really?
Because the Happy Meals all had a toy with it, and they were everywhere. McDonald's have been everywhere. So like they've sold more toys than Walmart. They've sold more toys than Target because they're all individual different places.
Gotcha.
Do you know what I mean?
And there's a good trick or treat thing because you can get those toys for like $2.
Yeah, McDonald's toys. And they're cheap toys.
And I guarantee you that if you do it right now, there's some kind of Halloween toy.
Yes.
Why not? There's another idea.
And maybe that's another thing too, is like we grew up in that McDonald's generation too. So toys were given to us constantly.
Yeah.
And there were different themes of toys because McDonald's was used as an advertiser for toy
There was Hot
companies.
Wheels.
Yes, there was like Barbie and like all kinds of stuff.
We need to contact McDonald's and put Nightcap Chat toys in the Happy Meal.
Dude, that would be awesome. I know, dude. Here.
Yeah, shot glasses.
But I just thought it was fascinating, like that our generation just remembers everything so fondly of what we played with as kids.
Well, really, like
And
modern
share with the
pop
next generation.
culture, started right there. I think with G.I. Joe, Transformers, like
Star Wars was huge. Because that was supposed to be just a science fiction film, not anything that became what it is today.
Star Wars. I mean, like you had a little bit of it, like in the '60s with Spider-Man as Amazing
Star
Friends.
Trek, I guess, kind of kicked off a little bit of that too.
I mean, there was a little bit, but it really started getting legs, I think,
with the
in
cartoons
80s.
era.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that, where they started using cartoons
Exactly.
to promote the toys with storytelling
Yeah.
and comic books doing it.
And gosh, and look how that influenced Halloween costumes.
Yes. Oh, dude, absolutely. I remember the Masters of the Universe He-Man costume one year, Spider-Man.
But what was it before that? Like, I'm a pirate.
That's true.
I'm a vampire. I'm Frankenstein. I'm a ghost. I put a sheet.
And the
It
only
was
Marvel
generic.
costume you get would be Spider-Man, and that's about it.
Yeah.
With Spider-Man, Superman, Batman. That's it. That was
Yeah.
the only superhero costumes you were gonna get.
Yeah.
There was
you
no
didn't have
selection.
various type of things like silk or type of thing. Now you could get like a random, characters
Or who
like
gets to be
Squirrel
Robin.
Girl type of stuff. Even yeah,
The little brother ends up being Robin, right?
that's true.
Who
Yeah,
draws the
Batman or
short
Robin.
straw? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. You can dress your dog up as Crypto now if you want.
Oh my gosh.
Halloween.
Okay, so on Halloween costumes, that's one of the things I want to talk about here. So first off, I mean we're all comic book fans, we're all comic book nerds. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure at some point we've all been some kind of superhero, right?
Yes.
Right?
That's
Okay.
basically all I am. Ever.
Yeah, mostly. So what superheroes have we been for Halloween?
I know I was Spider-Man one year
Yeah?
for sure.
When?
Yes. I want to say it was.
If you don't
my
mind
gosh,
disclosing
I'm trying
it.
to remember.
Like when you were a kid?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, recently too, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, like that in 2007, 2006.
Okay.
In the first store, someone brought in a Spider-Man costume to give to us.
Like classic red and blue?
Red and blue. I
Okay.
tried it on.
And it worked?
Not really. It's hilarious. You can ask Susan about this. She cracks up about it the most.
Okay.
Is I tried putting it on and I jumped up on one of the tables we played here.
Oh.
So I tried doing posing on it, and sure enough, I tried doing a stretch pose and split.
Yes, I love it.
So that's the last time I dressed up as a superhero. I think I was kind of my retirement moment for
Okay.
dressed up as a superhero.
But you were also Spider-Man as a kid?
Yes. Yeah, I do remember the one that was, that the plastic vinyl that makes you sweat like 10 pounds a minute.
goodness.
And you tie it up in the back, and it's like you have that little whatever plastic mask
Yeah.
with the rubber band around it. Put it over your face. And I remember being Spider-Man one
Nice.
year and going trick-or-treating. Thought it was the coolest thing ever. But I can't remember how old I was. Somewhere between, I would say, 4 and 7.
Okay.
But I cannot remember exactly what year it was. I just remember the costume and those little plastic, bags, and you pick it out. I remember going to, I can't remember where we bought it. All I know it was at Halloween time.
Yeah.
You saw them, you go through all the different ones that were there.
Maybe like
looking for
Party
your favorite
City.
one. Yeah. I remember one year being Batman and one year being Spider-Man. And I thought
Okay.
it was super, super cool looking for those.
What was
Not even
your-
Party City? There wasn't even Party City around yet. It was
Really?
probably like FedMart or, Smitty's or
What
something
kind of
like that.
Batman were you? Was it just
It was
like
just the blue, like Adam West.
Adam
looking
West style?
Batman.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. It wasn't anything like too flashy. I remember the blue and the gray and the gray and the blue and the yellow Batman logo. Nothing like too flashy on it. It was just generic DC Batman back from that time, like 1980, 81.
Okay. I love it.
Mhm.
What about you?
I was Spider-Man.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
You're Spider-Man twice because you
Yes.
outgrew the costume, wore it later.
Yeah.
And we got our photo taken by the creepy house.
Nice.
And I was Punisher
You were Punisher too?
recently, right?
Oh, that's right.
like-
oh my gosh,
like
we were
4
both
years ago.
Punisher. That's right. When I was Winter
Alicia
Soldier.
was Elektra, and
and I was
Punisher.
Winter
That's
Soldier.
cool.
And my wife was in a different universe. She was Poison Ivy that year.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was a good
That's
one.
right. You were Punisher.
I was Iron Man.
Gosh, I feel left out now that I haven't been Spider-Man, but I've tried on a Spider-Man.
You gotta be Spider-Man now.
I'm gonna be Spider-Man like within the next couple of years. Now I have to do Spider-Man. Well, I'm still like, I lost my beer gut, and that was the time.
I could do a Spider-Verse one. I wanted to do that with Alicia this year, and I was gonna have Leilani be Spider-Ham.
Nice. That's cool.
Because she's so small, I'd be like, it'd be perfect. She could be Spider-Ham.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be awesome.
You could have, oh my gosh, one of you guys could have been the Spider Mech, and she could have been
the little, yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Like
I forget what it's called.
Like the backpack thing where she climbs in and she's in the robot.
That would have been a good one too.
Penny Parker.
Yes, that.
I know Alicia likes, Silk or Spider-Gwen. She could have been either of those, and I could have been Spider-Man or whatever. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I did. I wanted it to be the black suit. Black suit's always the way to go. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe I'll do that just to one up you guys.
She said, why don't you just be Black Cat? I was like, yeah, no.
This reminds me of a flashback episode where Kayla spilt the beans on the weirdest. Halloween costumes I did. Yes, it's like that. 1 year, like Susan got a Rick Grimes costume, and she wanted to be Rick Grimes to go because we loved Walking Dead, Walking Dead at that time. I still watch it all the way through, but it's kind of like, it seems like the rest of America's got kind of dead tired of the Walking Dead, I guess you could say. But 1 year, like she wanted to be Rick. They go, you know what, dude? How about I be Lori? I'll be pregnant Lori.
Yeah. Yes, that revelation was on episode 100 of Nightcap Chat.
Yes, so that was the last time I think I was a comic book character inside of the Halloween spirit.
Oh man,
I feel like I was other comic book characters.
Mm-hmm. Well, the year that so there was a year I was Wolverine.
Was I Cyclops?
That's what I was going to ask you. Were you Cyclops or were you also Wolverine? I think our cousin was Cyclops. I think we were both. Yeah, we were both Wolverine because we went to a costume contest. Remember, it was really weird. It was kind of, and then we both won a prize, like the Wolverines, because we were both wearing the same costume.
That's cool.
We came in like
I don't even know what you're even talking about.
We went to this weird Halloween. There was me, you, and our cousin, and like I don't know. There was some kind of weird. There were like weird activities, and like I didn't even want to be there. And there was like a dance. And then there was a costume contest.
It must have been really bad. I haven't blocked that.
It was really bad. I think we were both Wolverine that year, and our cousin was Cyclops. And the specific costumes referring to, they were based on the 90s cartoon.
Oh, wow. Okay.
X-Men.
So it's like the hair out, the visor, and the blue. And the
yellow. I remember it now because the texture of this part was like this like weird felt almost. Maybe not felt's not the right word, but I remember wearing it. Like the texture was.
We wore these costumes all the time.
Yeah,
all the time because I mean, like that was a big show. I think we were both Wolverine. But what I don't remember is 1 year I made a Green Goblin costume.
Oh, nice! Wow. I
based it on there was just this rubber Green Goblin mask at the local comic shop in New York. Like it was from the comics.
Yeah.
Like you never see things
Green
like
Goblin
this,
mask,
comic book Green Goblin too, and like
that's crazy.
And we're also talking about the time of the Raimi Spider-Man movies, like Spider-Man 1 and the X-Men 1 was out. So like for there to be a comic book Green Goblin was cool. So, I got green tights, and I wore that for the pants, and I got another pair of green tights, and I cut a hole in the crotch, and I put it over my head, and I had green arms, and then I got a really baggy, like extra large green sweater, and I cut the arms off. So then I had like a makeshift purple
outfit.
Like leotard kind of thing, like a skirt. I don't know what do you call that? And I found some black elf shoes because he's got and then I got some purple women's gloves that I found at like JCPenney or something, and I was the Green Goblin.
Did you master the laugh to that?
No, it wasn't that. But I just started high school. Nice. And I was a freshman.
That's a pretty good costume for a high schooler.
Yeah, and the junior girls were like, "Oh, you got a nice butt." And I was like, "I don't think I have a nice butt, but
I'll take it.
We started dating.
Nice.
That was pretty good for a freshman." Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, I was Green Goblin that year. We had a Halloween party at the house. What were you? Because like I had some friends come over. One of my friends was Mystique. One of my friends was Beast. Wow. Mom was Storm. Dad was Wolverine. Our grandma came, and my grandma, she saw the first X-Men movie.
Nice.
So she came as the Statue of Liberty because that's where the final fight was.
Yes. Your grandma did?
Yeah. So she had a Statue
Lady
of Liberty costume.
Nice.
What were you that year?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Why don't you remember?
Spider-Man?
Was it that simple?
I wasn't Cyclops.
I don't remember you being Cyclops.
I don't remember a costume, but I always wanted to be Cyclops, I think.
You must have been Spider-Man that year.
Was I Spider-Man 3 times?
That seems like a lot.
That seems like a lot, yeah.
Sam
I don't
Raimi
even
did.
like Spider-Man that much. Like, it doesn't even make sense. It would just be like, oh, I guess I'm Spider-Man kind of a thing.
I guess we could say Tobey Maguire tried pretending being Spider-Man 3 times.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right. He did something.
Was I a Marvel? Maybe I wasn't a Marvel character?
No way. No way.
I had to be, right? It was a Marvel party, right? It was a superhero party.
It was a
so I had to
superhero
be.
party. And one of our parents' friends came as Reed Richards and Sue
Wow.
Storm.
That's cool.
Yeah, they just found Fantastic Four t-shirts, and then he put some white streaks in his hair, and she was
That was
blonde, and that was it.
That's easy.
Yeah. It wasn't much of a party. It was just.
It sounds fun though.
I
never
think
had
it was
parties like
Spider-Man. I don't know, because you were Green Goblin, so we were something together. Usually. Not always.
I was just Green Goblin because I saw the mask. I was like, oh, I'm going to be Green Goblin. Green Goblin's a cool character.
that. Yes.
And I can picture how to do this costume in my mind. I think I can throw together the rest of it, fairly quickly.
I don't know.
Have you been any other superheroes? I know I said I Winter Soldier. I made the arm out of duct tape, by the way. Like it wasn't an impressive Winter Soldier. In your same regard, so you were Lori. My wife was also Rick one year. I know we already talked about this on episode 100 Nightcap Chat.
Was I Superman?
But I was Negan.
Oh, that's right.
I
do
was
remember
Negan
that.
to her.
Yes. Mhm.
But I still wear that jacket.
Yes. That jacket's awesome.
Dude, that jacket, I mean, I tell you, like it's like exactly like his jacket, like almost in the show.
Yes.
I found that jacket with the tags on it in Goodwill for $10. It is a nice motorcycle real leather jacket. Like this jacket's awesome. I love this jacket. I mean, but I keep being these people where like this is just stuff I'm gonna wear anyway because like I wear that jacket all the time. The boots I also found at Goodwill for like $10. I wear the boots all the time in the
Yes.
winter, and the rest of it's just jeans and a t-shirt. Like it's not a big
easy,
deal.
yeah. It's good.
This year we're gonna do What We Do in the Shadows.
Nice.
And like maybe you guys who are listening and look at me, like I only wear t-shirts for Nightcap Chat, but the rest of my wardrobe, I could wear like button-up shirts, maybe they're cheetah print. We're going to be like What We Do in the Shadows characters. So I found like this black ruffled like medieval shirt and this what's a fancy vest called, like a broquette or something, whatever that is.
Great.
But I'm just gonna wear this anyway.
That's gonna be
like,
awesome.
is this even a Halloween costume? And the jacket that goes with it is the jacket. This is my long black peacoat jacket that I wore to be Bane. Oh, I was Bane one year.
That's right.
I shaved my head into a mohawk
Nice. Wow.
to be Bane from The Dark Knight Returns, and my wife was the Joker.
I was Drax one year. I just remembered.
Okay.
That's cool.
I just walked around shirtless and painted myself green. It's
Wait,
literally
you were the Hulk?
The people go like, "Are you the Hulk?" Yeah.
Yes, every time. And then it started raining, and then it just looked like a mess.
Oh no, dude.
And my wife was Gamora that year, and she was also green, so we just looked like melting people.
Wizard of Oz characters.
Yeah.
Right.
Was I the Hulk? Wasn't I the Hulk one year? Was that the year I was the Hulk? I remember a Hulk mask.
A mask? I don't know.
When I was little. Was I ever Superman too?
Yeah.
I was, right?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that was the year. Maybe I was Superman. Because I used to like Superman for like a couple years, and then I was like, "This is stupid."
Yeah, I know.
Then I started reading the comics, and I was like, "Yeah, forget this."
I'm trying to think if I was ever Batman, because I loved Batman for a while, and I had a Batman.
I thought me or
costume.
you was Batman once, or maybe both of us were.
I don't think I was ever Batman. I would like to.
One of us was definitely Batman.
I would love to be Batman one year, but I would never shave my beard just to be Batman. That's the problem. Oh,
Yes.
You know what I was one year? Oh, it came out great. I was Two-Face.
Really?
Yeah.
With the beard?
Yep. I didn't even care. And I
Wow.
think I like made one side of the beard crazy. I wasn't shaving my head for it,
Yeah.
but I did my hair crazy on one side, and I might have spray painted it gold. I still have to see if I find the pictures. But what I did was I got 2 suits from Goodwill,
That's
and
cool.
I cut them in half and I sewed it together down the
Nice.
side. So I got one. I think it was one like
Wow.
gray or black suit and one like red suit.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I did the same thing with a tie, and I sewed it
See, that's
together. It was pretty cool. And my girlfriend at the time, I made her a black cat costume, and I must say it came out phenomenal. Like, you would have loved this thing. All I did was I got a black leotard, and I think at like Goodwill or something, I found like
like a
just
white fur. Or
like a white fur thing. So I just cut it and I glued it, and like it was literally like perfect. And I had enough material to add it like to the white gloves, and
That's awesome.
it seriously came out great. I made the mask out of just some felt, and like you just cut the shape, and like
It's a
black
costume,
cat
yeah.
is an easy costume to do like really well, and obviously a white wig.
Yeah.
It was easy.
That's awesome, dude.
That costume came out good. You know, like if it wasn't my ex-girlfriend, like I would try to find the pictures, you
Yeah.
know, because like her costume was awesome. Oh, actually, you know, I was Wolverine that year.
So you guys did claws.
Yes, that's exactly what we did.
Yes, dude.
Oh, you know what we were doing. Yes, that's what I
dude.
did. Yeah, but I was like Logan, you know, so I just did like, you know, like a white, you know, tank top, and I had some claws, and I did my hair. The year I was Two-Face.
Yeah, just for
She was
reference,
Poison Ivy.
Claws was a 2-volume Marvel miniseries where Wolverine and Black Cat were teamed up together, drawn by Joe Michael Eisner, which is probably one of the most underrated Black Cat
Definitely.
Wolverine stories of all time. Well, only Black Cat Wolverine story of all time, but good
But
story.
a cool team up.
Oh my gosh, and the art was
Nonetheless.
gorgeous, dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alicia was Black Widow one year. And I don't remember who I was that year. Now it's bothering me.
You
'Cause
Hawkeye?
I had to be a superhero.
Okay, the year I was Negan, what were you? Because I know.
I was Iron Man Pop, right?
You're an Iron Man Pop?
I bought an Iron Man costume, right?
Yes.
And then I took a box.
Yes.
It was literally this big,
That's awesome.
and I made like a pop, and I just put
Did
it
you
on my
step
head, and I was
inside
walking
your-
around, and it would just like wobble.
Well, because it was just the head. The head had to be so big.
Oh,
The head had to be bigger.
Dude, I
just to
thought
make
you
me
were
look
in
like-
the box as a pop.
No,
That'd
no,
be
no, no. It
funny,
was
huh?
just the head.
Yeah.
So I was just walking around. The head's this big to make
Yes.
like the proportions. It was, oh my gosh, it was so good. It
That's
was
awesome.
It was funny. I actually spent like a decent amount of time, and I thought it came out pretty good, right?
It was funny, and
That would
as
be
you guys
hilarious,
are talking,
dude.
I'm gonna pull up a picture.
You
here.
could, like,
It's kinda-
Maybe my what? No, she wasn't Black Widow that
That'd
year,
be a fun
was she?
Halloween
No,
costume, dude.
That was the year she was Venom, I think.
yes.
You can make yourself as the pop.
Yeah,
Like you
I
put
think
a box around yourself.
Okay, this is a bad picture because Lance is like leaning over sideways because we did the lineup when Negan had his bat and everyone's kneeled in front of me. You see him laying there
Laying
on
the
his
floor.
side.
I thought you
Is
took
he
off your mask
sideways?
for a second, but
No,
you're on the
he's
ground.
laying sideways
I'm
because he
laying
didn't
sideways.
fit.
That's awesome, dude.
But
That is so
they
cool.
posed for a lineup because that was right after they did that with Negan and he beat someone's head in.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they all
Fell
kneeled
over?
down in front of me.
Yes.
And I've got my Lucille. It's kind of hard to see.
Yes.
Wrapped in
really?
fake barbed wire.
That is pretty awesome. That'd be kind of funny too. You show like the bat broken because he can't get the iron mask right to break.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, yeah.
So what any other pop culture costumes that we've done?
I don't know.
I was Charmeleon once when we were little.
Yes, I was Darth Vader that year. I think we've talked about that on previous.
Charmeleon.
Is a Pokemon. It's the
Okay,
evolved form.
that's
So
cool.
Charmander evolves into Charmeleon,
Okay.
which evolves into Charizard.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's cool. See,
So
I don't
kind of
know that.
odd,
It was
That's
kind of
it.
weird that I'm pretty sure they didn't have Charizard. They just had Charmeleon.
which is
It was
weird.
kind of just a weird pick. It's like the worst of the three, and why is it? I don't know. But it was still cool.
And they had that costume ready made that you could. pick
Yeah,
up.
it was,
Wow.
yeah.
That's interesting. So I didn't know they did that with Pokemon costumes too. That's awesome.
There's some weird Pokemon costumes.
So I've seen Pikachu multiple times.
Pikachu's in stores right now. You can be Pikachu and Eevee.
I could see myself doing an easy costume and just being the spot. Just get like white. Just put like black stamps all through it, you know? It's like here. And carry around little black circles and just throw them at people.
Yeah, that's That's funny. And that's
It's kind of like that. Oh, this is the most simple costume, but oh, it works. I get it.
yeah.
But no one's ever heard of the spot.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You were never a DC character, Ken?
Nah, just Batman that one
Okay.
time. The costume
Okay.
on that too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
so
just
no one else besides Batman.
But I didn't do too much Halloween creative dressing up, unfortunately, as much as I would have liked to.
Mhm.
I mean, like during high school, we just do something like, okay, let's just get a fake mask and you know, or put like a zombie face on ourselves and go trick or treating and just like, what are you? I'm a slasher. That's I'm dressed up as this. One year we went to civilians, which is pretty stupid, just to kind of just to enjoy the trick or treat.
Too cool to.
Yeah, dude, just stupid stuff, dude. Do you know what I mean? But that was just the clique, I guess, that we were with sometimes in high school. It's like that. Hey, it's just it's like, well, let's just go out trick or treat, dude. Well, I don't have a costume. Just put something together. Just make up on real quick and wear like some flannel and jeans, or just look like you're a psycho killer. And really, it doesn't matter. And I wish I had as much fun as you guys did. That's what I feel like I missed out on, dude.
No, you're going out and trick or treating is good, and it brings up something I just kind of want to quickly touch on. If you're somebody who's giving out candy this year, I mean, don't scoff at the teenagers who are coming to your door. I mean, like,
that was one of them.
There shouldn't be an age, threshold for trick or treating. Like, if they're kids or adults, like I'm talking about, like, if they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 year olds and they're coming to your door for candy, I mean, like, give them some candy. Like, who cares? Like these kids could be going out and like illegally drinking and partying and like egging houses, but like, just give them some candy. I mean, like, they're just having fun. I mean, like, you're only kids for so long.
Absolutely.
Like, don't look down on it. Like, I just encourage you to entertain that perspective. Don't give them candy.
I never got to go to the Halloween parties for whatever reason. I was just out trick or treating with my close friends.
Yeah.
We didn't go to any of the super cool Halloween parties or
and that's great.
Parties.
You could have been out partying, doing bad things. Like, let these kids be kids for as long as they want to. Like, I just at least ask you to entertain that perspective on it, and I think that's cool. Who cares?
Whatever. They can do whatever they want to do. If they're having fun, why are you gonna stop it? And it's just candy. It's just a couple of cents. Not a big deal.
Yeah,
exactly. Just don't shut the door in my face when I come dressed up and shit.
Exactly.
Who's this guy? Oh, exactly. He's the 47-year-old kid from down the street.
Exactly. Even if they're 47, I mean, just let them have fun. We should all be kids at heart.
Yes. I do think it's so much fun when neighborhoods do get in the spirit of Halloween, because it kind of sucks. Like, over the past 15 years, we've been usually at the store doing something, and we haven't had a chance to really do the trick or treat thing for our neighbors. It's always been like the customers at the store have been our new trick or treaters, which is cool in its own way. But that whole community neighborhood thing, there's like that, we're the house with the lights off and just, the bowl of candy at the front, take one and go.
Well, you're contributing to the community in your own way. So, I mean, like, sure, you can have that perspective, but in the big picture, I mean, like, you're doing something cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened last year because of COVID, but definitely the year before it, I remember showing up and my wife and I were Overwatch characters, and like, that Halloween event was so cool.
It was fun when the Halloween Comic Fest and the Halloween costume parties we start integrating into the store. That was the first year we started doing that, was 2011, because that's when we felt like we had the space to do something like that. We started bringing Ish as the DJ, and he did like Halloween tunes and other tunes, and it was just fun. We had dance contests the first year a couple times, and a year in a row, and it was kind of fun seeing the customers be judges type of stuff, and that was fun. That was, I said too, that was where I guess the first Halloween parties, I guess you could say, I ever participated in.
No kidding. I think I showed up as Deadpool one year to that, right? I'm
pretty sure you did.
I'm pretty sure
you did too as well. And it's just fun. I mean, last year was kind of a downer that we didn't get to do Halloween Comic Fest, and it started getting so big over the past couple of years that the library would help us host it. And I remember doing it over in the library. I think it was in 2019. It was a Halloween Comic Fest that was not just in our store, but at the library too.
That was fun, and it was fun doing it that year right before COVID. What, Lance just had some kind of epiphany.
I just remembered I was another superhero character.
Okay. Yes, which one?
Alicia was Black Widow.
Yes.
Okay.
I was Captain America.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Because it was when the Winter Soldier came out.
Yeah. Wow. You were Captain America one year, and I was Winter Soldier. Oh, too bad we didn't do that at the same
and we have
time.
the real shield, the realer,
That's true.
more realistic looking shields now.
In the other room. Gosh. Yeah.
See, I gotta start seeing pictures of this stuff. I feel like these are awesome photos to share.
If I'm not promising anything, but if time permits for me to showcase some of these in the video version on YouTube, I will show them. It really just depends on my day tomorrow because I just want to make sure that I release this episode on time and I don't have too many notes. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, you're absolutely
and
right.
I've just been trying to think so hard for the last hour of like what I've been, and I'm like, I'm missing so many.
No, I feel that. I mean, it's hard to kind of go through the years. Like what have I been?
I feel like
you know?
from age like 7 to like 12, I don't remember anything. I don't remember any of it. I feel like what was I? I think I was like a ninja one year.
Yeah.
And I know I was a Marine when I was like 6 or something.
You were a Marine the year I was Blade. I was very little. And when I say Blade, like I had like a black jumpsuit from like my Power Ranger costume I was last year, and I had like a ninja sword. Like that's it. You know.
I know what you mean. I have like very selective memory of Halloween costumes too, which is really strange. And like certain things I remember like year after year, and other things it's like that Halloween I don't remember every trick or treat. I remember going door to door and the different types of things people would give sometimes, and like the different people at the door, which is strange too. But do you know what I mean? It's like certain costumes, I don't remember what I was wearing because I think we're so excited about like just getting back and dumping out the candy bag and seeing what different things. I remember like my favorite memories were when my dad was remarried when I had 3 stepbrothers, and we'd sit there and pour the candy out and then like, okay, want to trade? And trade out the different candy amongst people, or like the
when I was little, I would trade anything for a Kit Kat.
Yes.
Kit Kat nerds, it was like whatever you want. You want my Reese's peanut butter cups? I would trade all the time because everyone loved them. And when I was a little kid, I hated peanut butter, so I was like, yeah, whatever. Yep, take it. I'm not eating it. Yep, have it. Yep, it was an easy trade for me.
That's cool, dude. Yeah, it's the same thing too as well. It's like nerds. I love the little boxes of nerds they'd have.
Yeah, they're great.
And you get that. Speaking, it's funny that you say that too. It's like I remember more stories about like when my stepmom and my dad would go on a date. They'd take us to 7-Eleven and we'd pick out a candy. And I'd always get nerds because they had the 2 flavor boxes when you got the candy on there. And so I said, okay, cool. I went home and I would pour nerds inside water and think I was making my own Kool-Aid. So, you know, it was my older stepbrothers because they were like 3 years older than me. And once they're twins, Mike and Scott. And then Jeff was the younger one than me. And I was the middle kid. And we'd sit there and watch Miami Vice and eat our candy. I'm sort of like that. They're eating candy. I'm going, I got nerds and a drink. I'm so cool. Just stupid fun stuff like that. But that's like, speaking of different candies and not just trick or treat experience, but candies like bring memories back to things more than a lot of different things from our childhood.
100%. Cause like when we go to the comic book stores when we were younger, like I feel like a lot of the times like we'd get a candy and then like also like a comic book and a candy, you know? So like you get this comic book and like, oh, and this Reese's and like the king size one had like 4 and that was awesome.
Like even like at Christmas, candy canes inside of stockings. I could remember like different
you could sharpen them.
Canes. Yes, you could lick them till they sharpen. Remember like there was different, they started doing like different fruit flavored candy canes. I was going, what? There's not just mint. There's like, you know, different fruit flavored candy canes. And mint's awesome too, but I was kind of going, it wasn't Starburst because that's like one of the name brand type of things now too. But it was like, I don't know if it was like, what were those like fruit stripes, those gums that were like you chew 10 times and there was no flavor left in them?
Like the zebra stripe?
I think they were fruit stripe candy canes. And I was going, those are kind of cool, but pretty awesome. Just little things you remember from childhoods have a lot to do with different candies you've experienced from different holidays.
Yeah, and I remember liking to get like gum in while trick-or-treating, like what was the...
Dude, if you got a pack of gum, you're golden. I forgot about that. Sometimes you get a pack of gum in there.
What's the one? It's like a big like pink nugget and the wrapper is yellow and blue. Is it like Bazooka or Bubble Yum?
Bubble Yum or Bazooka. I think did it have the cartoon in it?
So like it's yellow with
Hubba
like
Bubba?
blue on the ends.
No, it's the pack of gum, isn't it?
Isn't Bazooka yellow and blue?
I think it is. Does that have the little comic strip in there?
Not specifically the ones I'm referring to.
I know what you're talking about.
Yellow and the Bazooka is blue, right? Bazooka.
And it was like, were they round with the pink in the middle?
It's either that or this is like the Mandela effect.
Right, no kidding.
The Bazooka is like competitor, because I know there was like one that was like Bazooka, because Bazooka was rectangular, And then the one you're thinking about, and I think it was round, and they wrapped it at the ends. You could pull it free.
That's Double Bubble.
Double bubble.
That's a different one I'm thinking of. Though.
This is the one. Double Bubble.
Double bubble.
That's the one I was
It's a
looking for.
bazooka one though, because I'm
Tootsie
thinking of
Rolls
just the
were like that,
square.
too.
I'm thinking of just the square, not
Bazooka's
the
like a
one that
rectangular
has.
square.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't have the tie like the.
Yeah, those were like rectangles that were kind of like wrapped like baseball cards.
Oh yeah. Remember
That's
they
what I
had
was
like
talking
bars.
about.
They were
Yeah.
like bars.
Yeah, I think like little tiny packs of baseball cards. You unwrap it and there's a little
There's
comic
no
strip
yellow
in there.
ones though, really? Okay.
No.
No, I'm just getting them. My brain's mashing them together.
It's this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And you could like break them
There's
off.
a comic strip inside of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh
Yes,
gosh!
Dave,
Wow,
bazooka.
seeing those images of like, whoa! I can like taste like the sugar
Yes.
coating.
For the 2 seconds and then disappears, and then you're like, great, give me another one.
Well, it's like thing was too is like I was not a big fan of Tootsie Rolls for some reason,
No,
and I was like they would just like they
hated
would
it.
annoy my teeth. I'm going, God,
we
dude,
just
these things
wouldn't
are.
eat them. I just threw them out.
Yeah, and you could always tell when one was fresh or one was stale.
That
So you
and-
knew like the ones like that were from previous Halloweens and never gave away.
It
They
doesn't
would
matter.
skim
They're
away
going in the
next year, too.
garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't
that and
do
candy
Tootsie
corn.
Rolls.
Candy corn was going in the garbage.
Yeah, I couldn't do candy corn either. They were to me, it's kind of disgusting candy corn.
And I don't know if they still do this now, but like when we were kids, and I'm sure you too, like, isn't it weird that like you kind of got like a handful of candy corn? Like
Yeah.
it's not wrapped. Like there was just loose candy corn in your trick or treat bag.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Talk about somebody
know?
put the poison in. Did you guys ever like have that whole fear of like?
Yes, the razor blades.
Yeah,
and-
dude,
yeah.
because that was something that was a big deal when I was a kid trick or treating. We had to check every single candy.
every year the school was like, make sure to check the candy for razor blades and you know.
Was that just like something that was like a huge problem in America back then? Because maybe like 1 or 2 people discovered razor blades, or was it like 15 kids per community finding razor blades that made everybody
15
that
kids per community is like a huge
I don't know
like
what I'm saying, but
razor
that's-
blade pandemic.
But that's what they made it sound like.
Razor blade sales would be through the roof.
Exactly, dude.
15
And,
kids.
and who takes the time? I guess, I don't know, obviously the crazy person that's putting the razor blades in the first place,
dirtbag.
but yeah, how many people in neighborhoods are taking the time to
No,
throw razor
it's
blades in the
just-
candy?
I mean, sure, yes, there are bad people, but yes, it seemed
Wasn't
like
it seem a little bit overblown?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Of course, always check your kids' candy for razor blades. Just that.
Yeah,
We're not saying don't stop it, but no,
Yeah,
at the same time,
no
though,
kidding.
it's like it is a little bit more of an exaggeration of a problem
Yep.
than how America's kind of made.
I
don't know,
remember
it's almost
that-
like an attack on the candy company.
I remember that in school every year. Well, I felt like it was an attack on Halloween. I was like, can you stop?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to be careful. I don't know if there's a razor
Yes.
blade.
I remember one year there was a really bad storm on Halloween. So we couldn't go trick or treating. So we went to the store and just bought a bunch of candy. You remember that?
Okay, and for those of you who are maybe new to Nightcap Chat, we're brothers, so that's why he's, turning to me and asking me, and I have no idea what he's talking about. There was a bad storm.
We went trick or treating, and we went trick or treating for like maybe 5-10 minutes, and then it was just like downpouring. Like it was like there's no you can't. There's no trick or treating. Like you gotta go. We gotta go home. And I was like, oh, that kind of sucks because we had like barely any candy. So it was like, oh, let's go to. Oh my gosh, what was it called? We didn't have Walgreens. It was the Rite Aid or something, or
Yeah.
it might have been Rite Aid, or I think it's a different one. Whatever.
Chocolate.
No,
Right.
it was one of the
Anyway.
like CVS kind of places. Anyway, maybe it was CVS. Whatever. But we went there and just like got a couple like whatever our favorite bag of candy was. Like our dad went into the store real quick, bought it, and then like we just went home because we were like, oh, well, darn, because it was like there was no going. Like it was bad storm.
I have no idea.
That sounds cool. I remember like the day after Halloween, we'd always try to hit up
Oh,
the clearance on candy.
that's
It's
what
like,
I do
sweet.
as an adult. Like
That's what
November
I'm saying, like that
November
from-
1st is clearance candy.
Exactly, 50% off, and like you don't want to wait like more than 3 days because then the aisles are empty and you get like that one bag of stuff that's 20 cents because nobody else wants it left.
Dude, this is why I'm gonna like put on weight this holiday season. I lost all this weight.
Oh,
What was it, this year or last year? I don't even know. Everything's just kind of blending together. Not all this weight. I wasn't like really fat or anything.
And did you notice though too, like these bags of candy, like we're talking about $15 bags of candy, they keep on getting bigger and bigger each year. Like that's got 90 pieces. Now is that for trick-or-treaters?
Well,
Or
this
is that
is
just more for Halloween?
But here's the
parties
thing,
now?
Ken. This is one of the smaller bags because
Yeah.
there were like pieces that had like 225.
That's what It's crazy. I mean, who?
And this
eats
bag was
225
$15.
pieces of candy.
So every year I buy like at least 2 of these because I think like this year, like I just want to have.
So they learned obviously that we want it as much as the trick-or-treaters want it.
Yeah, because I only
Right?
well, you have to buy what you're going to eat because you're stuck with 80% of it.
That's why nobody buys Red Vine's licorice packs anymore.
Oh my gosh. I don't mean to go off on an irrelevant tangent, but in kindergarten, my teacher, kindergarten and first grade, like they had like a jar of Red Vines.
Yes.
And like as a treat, you know, if you were really good or accomplished, whatever, you can get one of the Twizzlers or Red Vines or whatever it was. And everyone loved it. I was like, oh, I got a Twizzler. And like, I don't know, like that didn't motivate me. And like, I didn't care. I think one time I earned it and I'm like, okay, great. And I got one and I took like one little bite and I'm like, this sucks.
Exactly.
Why is everybody so excited about these Twizzlers or Red Vines or whatever? And like these are garbage. Like even as a 5-year-old, I didn't like it.
Yes. Well, that's what's the thing too. We were bribed by our teachers quite a lot growing up in grade school too. Remember every time there was like a science movie? Do you remember did you guys ever get the little brown paper towel and a scoop of popcorn and a little cup of lemonade? Did you guys remember that at all?
No.
We'd get that in grade school. It was crazy. We go, why do you need to feed me popcorn for watching an educational science film and then a cup of lemonade? I go, either I have the coolest teachers ever or they really
They're just trying to make it fun, I think. I think that's what that sounds like. It's kind of weird. We never had any of that.
That's it too.
I remember the Twizzler thing. We went to the same school, so obviously it was probably like same teachers or whatever. And I had the same exact experience of I was a good kid. I got one finally, and it was like, not that I was ever really a bad kid, but I got one and I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, why did I earn, like, can you give me something else? Like, this isn't like a reward at all. And I just never cared or wanted it because they suck. They suck to this day. They suck then.
No, dude.
I don't know why anyone likes Twizzlers. I don't know how they're in business. They're just garbage.
It's like it's the one of the top worst Halloween candies to get in your bag too. I would like toss that away too.
Oh yeah, it was pointless.
Yeah, it's like they're just licorice.
Right there with the weird like piece of cement thing that's like wrapped in a white piece of paper. And I like, what is that, like a piece of taffy?
I can't even do licorice jelly beans, dude. I toss those out too. It's
disgusting.
Like that. It's not candy. It's, you know, what's that flavor? Anise. They added, it's like that. It makes that flavor of licorice. It's just
I know in alcohol it's like anisette. So I don't know if that's,
so it's probably a similar type of thing then.
Yeah.
But disgusting.
Yeah.
But popcorn on paper towels and, you know, lemonade. I go, that's kind of crazy that I may have only been one science teacher that did that.
Yeah.
But I remember like, wow, that's really cool. He's giving us popcorn to watch this movie. And I'm kind of going, it was usually movie days. And I remember more than 1 year though. I remember as far into high school too.
Crazy.
That teachers would just get those large yellow bags of popcorn. And then they'd scoop out a cup and put it on your paper towel. And, you know, it's like that. Cool. There's your popcorn. You go enjoy this and stay attentive. Maybe they thought food would keep us awake or something.
I feel like I was a weird kid. Like I don't like popcorn. I still don't like popcorn.
Yeah.
Mostly because like the kernels like get stuck somewhere and then like this, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like popcorn isn't good enough to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
But
I like popcorn.
What I will say, it happened way more as a child. It doesn't like I eat popcorn every time I go to the movies.
Oh, I don't.
It never happens anymore. Really.
Interesting.
Maybe happens 1 out of every like 4 or 5 times, but then I like figure out and I get it out. When I was a kid, it would happen like 2-3 times in that one movie every time, and it sucked. I don't know if it has to do with like the size of the mouth, and maybe it's just easier for it to get stuck, or it's just I'm an adult and I'm eating it better. Like I'm like
not as fast.
I'm more experienced or something. Like
I'm more
I'm better at chewing.
masticator.
Yeah, I'm the best masticator of popcorn ever.
I know how to chew it now. So let it melt in your mouth now rather than try to chew into the kernel. And then spit out the kernel like the sunflower seed shell or something.
Yeah, I think you should go back. I don't know.
To try popcorn again.
I see. Like, I mean, just give me some like Junior Mints or some Bunch of Cruncha Muncher or whatever they're called.
Did you guys ever have braces as kids?
He did.
Okay. Did you ever try eating Spree while having braces?
I can't say that it was like a thing. I remember it. I probably maybe ate some when I did. Why?
I used to love eating Spree when I was in high school. I don't know what it was, but just the hard candy was really kind of cool to me.
Doesn't it just hit you like right in in the feelings?
But you'd always like that, like Jawbreakers. You want to try to, okay, can you bite through and whatever reason, see if you can crush it with your teeth.
Like such a bad idea.
And I used to piss off my orthodontist all the time because I have to go in. I'm sorry, I made my orthodontist angry.
Well, Lance even had like a retainer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did.
But the
I have a bad
orthodontist,
overbite, so
I would have to go back because I would eat a Spree and I would knock off the brace off the teeth.
oh my god.
And so like
Oh my
that, I
gosh,
would have
man.
to go back to the orthodontist and try to get it fixed. You're eating hard candy again, aren't you? And I'm going, yeah, am I not supposed to do that, doc? I told you not to do that. And so it's just like, it was just kind of one of those little stupid teenage challenge
I didn't
things.
really
do.
care for Spree. I don't really like candy, so outside of like a nerd,
Yeah.
I don't really like the hard and I really didn't like it as a kid. But nerds, I liked.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe because they were so small, and I love, and still to this day, I don't know why, I love Smarties.
Yeah, Smarties are
Smarties are amazing. I love Smarties so much. I have no idea why. I just love them. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's chalk."
That
It's
was
delicious.
a
I
good
don't
Halloween
know.
candy too. It was sweet, just pure sugar, but they had a little bit of fruit to them. And like you could get like, you felt like you're getting like a meal in a weird way because there'd be like 12 of them per pack.
Yeah, and you would eat them individually. You wouldn't throw them all
in
in
your mouth at one time.
Yeah, you eat them each one at a time.
Yeah, I hated Pixie Sticks because Pixie Sticks I had to dump in the mouth all at one time.
Oh, and
But
sometimes
Spree,
they get
it's the
stuck.
same
You
thing.
just accidentally like inhale it, and then you're just dying
Yeah.
for an hour.
Exactly, dude. It's like you choke on Pixie Sticks, but Spree, you can like, chew on them, you can suck on them, you can do whatever you want with
And
them.
then the worst part is if you accidentally, like your tongue touches the tip of the pixie stick, then the paper is wet and it won't come out. And then you
Makes
have to
mud.
rip it again.
Yeah.
And then now it's just stuck in there and you're just mad.
Yeah, it makes like concrete mud in your mouth if you look that thing right. It's like, I can't even get it out.
Yeah. And like, especially with the pixie sticks, like you get frustrated, and at some point, like you ate some paper, just trying to get the rest of it out.
Do you remember Bitto Honey? That was like the bee was on the package and it was like a honey comb
It's like a straw.
taffy. It was kind of like that thing you showed me with the double bubble. It was wrapped like the
Never
pool
saw
wrapper.
that. Never saw that.
It was like like that on the Squid. Have you gotten past episode 2 of Squid Games yet?
We're halfway through the first episode.
Okay. Well, there's something on Squid Games. See the meme of like where they're trying
The
to cut
cookie?
out the honeycomb.
The
thing?
cookie?
Yeah, it's like a honeycomb cookie.
Yeah, that's like a meme.
Yeah, it's like that. It's from Squid Games.
Yeah.
On there, but it was like that flavor. It was like a peanut butter honey flavored candy, and they wrapped them just individually with the the twisted ends, and those were pretty good too as well. But check out a Bitto Honey one time. It's
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah. Gosh, I mean, like, what happens like when you hit a certain age and like, especially like Smarties and all these other things, and like, I don't know about you. I mean, Ken, you have a self-proclaimed sweet tooth still,
No, dude,
but
too
like,
much.
like me, like I just like give me a good brownie.
Yes,
give
I
me
love brownies.
You do
Oh
like
my
you
gosh,
like,
dude.
but like I'm like it has to be like brownies, maybe cheesecake, cookies, ice cream, and outside of chocolate, I mean, like I love Reese's and Kit Kats. Besides maybe Mounds.
No Skittles or Starburst or anything like that?
Not as an adult.
Okay.
Not as an adult. I mean, as a kid, yeah, I love those Smarties.
I got into Sour Patch Kids for a while.
As a kid, I loved the Sour Patch Kids. I had a total.
That was one of my last favorite candies, where I had to kind of cut back on candy a little bit. Was
Right
Sour
around
Patch Kids.
right around 11, I liked Sour Patch Kids. 11, 12.
I think I just like the sweet and sour, the salty sour.
And
Sweet
it hits
taste.
you right in the wisdom teeth,
Yeah. Yes, dude.
It's just like a weird like.
Yeah.
You know the sensation,
I do.
right?
What do
It's
they
like
call those? Wasn't there like a sour candy that was like a nuclear warhead type of thing?
Yeah,
bomb thing?
warheads.
Yes, dude.
Yeah,
It's like
warheads.
those were like, oh my god.
Those were just fun.
Mhm.
I don't want to necessarily say I enjoyed it. Right? Like it
what
wasn't
were we doing?
enjoyable.
Like-
it was just like, okay, can you deal with it? Because then you'd be like,
It's like,
oh, I'm gonna do 4, and then you're just like, and then, but like it wasn't like
Poker
a good
face.
thing. Like it wasn't like, oh yeah, this tastes delicious.
To be fair, it's better than Tide Pods. So
That's true.
People are
That's
eating
true.
Tide Pods. Are they still doing the Tide Pod challenge?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you
Well,
okay? You heard about it,
Yes,
though, right?
but-
I was gonna say.
But wait a minute.
No,
Also,
they're not still doing it, but I'm just
but people
insinuating
would try
that.
eating Tide Pods. I thought it was something. I don't know if the Tide Pod challenge actually was. I saw there was Tide Pod challenge.
Yeah, they would eat it.
They would eat the Tide Pod.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
These
what's
kids
the purpose of that?
They're morons.
Okay, obviously,
that's it.
but I mean, Warhead's one thing, but
Warheads are at least edible. Like this is-
dishwasher soap and
Yeah,
conditioner.
it was a problem.
Wow,
That's
Did
why for a while there, like Walgreens, Walmart, they like had to like lock them all up
wow,
because
dude.
people were just going around eating them like idiots. That is
Okay.
so dumb.
You know what? I mean,
Wow.
it's survival of the fittest. Like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, just let
Like
them do it.
Man,
let
dude.
that DNA just. I'm not saying we didn't. I'm not saying we didn't do stupid things when we
Yeah.
were kids, but like I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, dude, it's like that. I mean, shoot, dude. I remember the big thing when we were kids is like didn't really do it because I didn't think they tasted very good. But when you're in kindergarten, trying glue and see what glue tastes like.
Okay, so I didn't do that, but I did put a little bit of glue on my hands because I like to peel
Yeah,
it off.
dude, like peeled skin. I remember doing that.
That was fun.
Yeah, let the glue dry on your
Did
skin.
you
it's
do
peeled
that?
Off.
I mean, I did it, but I wasn't enjoying it. I just wanted my hands to be clean.
Okay, so in that same
That's funny. How did Blade get away with doing this, dude? Your hands, you can't stand your hands.
in
not
that
empty
in
mouth.
that same vein, I remember specifically in kindergarten,
Yeah.
everyone would finger paint and like it was like a thing to do. Like I don't. There was like an activity time or something. Like I didn't want to do it, but we had like a group finger painting thing, and I was only using like my pointer fingers.
Yeah.
And you could like fold it, make a butterfly or something. And my teacher was like, "Oh, like put your hands in it." So like I put like all my fingertips. Like no, like stick your hand in it. And she made me get like my hands. And I'm like, I don't want the paint on my hands. Can I use a paintbrush? Like what is happening here? Like I can do much better with a paintbrush. I don't need to get my hands dirty because I'm gonna have to wash them now.
Plus, I don't want my paint to be
Like
stained
I
on my
was like the
fingers.
worst 5-year-old. You know, like don't give me your Twizzlers. Don't
Yeah.
let me finger paint. Give me a paintbrush. You know.
I was the same way.
Yeah.
I absolutely hated
Yeah, I did not
it.
like finger painting too much either as well. I remember like trying a crayon once too as well. See what crayon tasted like. And that was horrible. I'm going, now you're eating like, why are there other kids around me eating crayons?
Okay, Ken. I shouldn't even admit this, but I'm gonna do it.
Favorite
for
thing to
the,
do with crayons is sharpen it until you get it as small as you can make it where it would still sharpen.
yeah.
Remember, that was the cool thing I thought was cool with crayons as a kid.
And the big Crayola packs had a little sharpener.
Yeah, 64
you know?
pack was my favorite, dude, because I had the sharpener on the end of it,
Mhm.
at the back of it.
When I was, I'm gonna say 18-ish, just because I don't 18-ish.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like I'm fresh out of high school. I have a job. You know, like I'm in college until I dropped out. I don't know where that falls into it here. We went out to Chili's, I think, or Applebee's. Yeah, Applebee's actually, I think it was. You know, and you get a crayon
With the menu,
yeah.
right?
So I asked for a crayon, and my friend, I mean, we're poor college kids or out of college or dropped out of college, whatever. And he was like, I'll give you $20 if you eat this crayon.
Yeah.
And I looked at it. I made sure it was a non-toxic crayon. I was like, oh, great. It's non-toxic. So I was like, okay. So
I can eat this.
I was like, oh, $20. Like, man, like I can eat good this week. You know, like I didn't make that much money.
Yeah.
Like I ate a crayon. I
Nice.
was 18, but I
color?
ate the.
Yeah, what color was it?
Oh man, that's a good question.
Did it come out the same color as it went down?
Here's the thing. we went back and we may or may not have partaken in some beverages that evening. So like I had expelled everything in my
puked the crayon?
stomach. Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, it was orange. It was orange.
Remember
Oh,
the vomit.
yes, that's right. It was orange. Yes, because it was in the carpet. Yeah.
It was in the carpet.
Yeah. Yeah. It was orange. It was orange.
That's orange crayon.
Not like okay. I just like I called out all the kids who ate Tide Pods, but I ate a crayon.
Yeah, but it's
But dude,
non-toxic.
yeah.
And they make it that so that way if kids eat it, it's not a big deal.
Yes.
That's fair. It was still stupid. Like I'll admit it's stupid.
Tide
That
Pod
was-
challenge.
I
I
mean,
thought
That was
Yeah, but like if you told me, like I'll give you $10 to eat a crayon, I'll probably munch on a crayon right now.
Yeah.
Like because I know it's they make it so it's safe.
Yeah, dude, it's like cinnamon challenge. I thought was like, okay, that seems logical, but you just don't want to suffocate yourself with the cinnamon challenge.
Oh,
either.
I filmed one of those too.
Dude.
We gave one of our friends tickets to see The Dark Knight to do that, and we filmed it. That was gross. Anyway, I don't know how we got on this.
Wow.
But anyway, I ate an orange crayon.
That's the two things that you eat when you're a kid. It's like that. You're not sure what it is, but you see other kids try it, and you go, okay.
But hey, I had Quiznos the next morning. I was eating good.
Yeah, that's too. But yeah, you learn what's not good to eat.
All right. One more thing I want to do
before. Did you ever
before.
try the tip of a match?
What?
Yeah, that's like that, because that was one challenge we did back in high school too. So speaking of like Tide Pod challenges,
I think this
like
is
that,
proving that the internet just makes today's kids seem dumb.
Yeah, like
what
that.
do you mean by the tip? Like just like a lick
Like that?
match?
Yeah, just lick the match to see the flavor of the match. And it was weird. It was like the challenge, like that. Hey, can you spit out afterwards, but you just like that taste the match and see what the match, because the wood match, the wood tip of the match was like something people would chew on, because it was almost like a toothpick type of thing.
Yeah.
And so people said, hey, wonder what the other side tastes like. I dare you to test the other side of the match. And we licked the other side of the match just to see what it tastes like. And, go,
and did you do it?
Yeah.
What did it taste like?
It's like a sulfurish taste.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's like not worth doing again. But it was just like, okay, cool, I'll do that challenge. And
that's definitely something that like you could get someone to do, and they're not going to realize like it's gonna. They're gonna be like,
people would like try.
People are going to
sparking with their teeth all the time too. I remember I could never do that. We'd try doing that, like where they light a match by brushing it against their teeth. Do you remember that at all?
No.
Okay, we used to have people that would do that too. It was like that. Some cool people at our school would like light a match with their teeth.
I think you hung out with like really cool kids because you wouldn't dress up, but also like they lit matches with their teeth.
Yeah, dude, it was just random things that were teenage tricks that we'd see other kids do at school.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But like, I'm pretty sure you can get someone to do it because they're not going to think it's going to taste like anything. They're gonna I'm sure there's somebody out there that would be like, it's just a red piece of wood.
They're gonna like, you
get them to lick like 10 of them.
Dude,
like just like get a bushel of them and just be like.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll do that right now.
Yeah, dude, it's nothing. I don't think it's anything harmful. It was just like that. Hey, we dare you to lick a match. Okay, it's not a big deal. But I thought it was crazy to watch people like light matches with their teeth.
Before we wrap this up, there's one more thing I wanna touch on. Maybe this is obvious. Okay. So I was thinking about some Halloween questions. So, if you were cursed.
Mm-hmm.
And you had to be a werewolf, a vampire, or a ghost, what would you be? And Ken, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I'd like to be a ghost.
Why?
Dude, well, I like the idea
Why is this making a face?
The what? Okay. With a ghost, you can go pretty much anywhere you want.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not limited by physical things around you. Like, if I want to ghost haunt here, I can come visit. Do you know what I mean? If I want to ghost haunt somewhere in Transylvania, I can haunt vampires. If I want to go haunt a werewolf, I can haunt a werewolf. If I want to just go and sit there and watch the Super Bowl, I don't have to buy a ticket. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
If I want to go to the World Series, I'm in the World Series. If I want to sit there and grab the bat while someone's swinging, it's like they wouldn't be able to feel it, but maybe you can make a little bit of an impression there. Or, like that. I do think there's sometimes hauntings in sports with weird things that happen. And I don't know. I don't think it's ghosts, but it's kind of fun. You could explain it in a story that the ghosts that haunted your favorite sporting events. Or if you want to go to an opera or to your favorite movie, if you want to go be on the set while Guardians of the Galaxy 14 is being filmed, you can sit there and haunt the set of Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think being a ghost would be a lot of fun.
Wow. I thought it was a terrible pick. I'm not going to lie. And you gave a great argument. Wow. I think because at first I was thinking vampire all the way, because
you can still turn into a bat and do all those things I did.
Yeah, but you could also just be like a person, although you can't go out in the daylight, right? I guess that's the fallback, right? But live forever, is that what we're talking about, right? That's pretty good. Man, the ghost, though, you're dead, right? Yeah. We're talking about you don't have loved ones. That's kind of awful.
That is a downside.
That's a big downside. So
you can't communicate. You're right.
Right. So is doing those things like seeing the Avengers behind the scenes and making the Mets win every baseball game.
See, that would be beautiful.
Is that worth being alone?
You could sit there and put yourself in the Iron Man armor. And if you want to haunt the armor, you can go and fly around with it a little bit just to try to have fun being Iron Man for a moment.
I'm so glad I asked this question because I thought it was going to be vampires across the board, and you proved me wrong already.
Ghosts are awesome.
Ghosts are awesome, but I think I have to go with the vampire because I still want like family at the end of the day and you're a ghost, you're dead. I mean,
I can haunt my
you
family.
could haunt your family, but then they don't know you're there, and that's terrible. You know,
I can sit there.
I want to enjoy it.
Get a bowl of cereal.
I don't go
with them, and that's kind of
as far as
out.
being a vampire. I don't go out. Want to go outside anyway. If I'm gonna live forever, whatever. I don't care. I don't need to go outside. I'll just be nocturnal, whatever. You know.
Yes.
So I think that's a good point, and I could turn people into a vampire. So if somebody pisses me off, and I'm going, all right, well, there you go. Have fun with that.
Have fun with that.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the way. I don't know. You make a very good point. I think because then the other perspective here, right? Even if you're a vampire, you're living forever. Does that mean you make the choice of your significant other? Do they want to be a vampire, right? And if they don't, then you're going to live without them anyway, eventually.
Yes.
Then my counterpoint to that is then they're not your true love.
That's not fair. If they don't want to live forever, that's something that they want to,
Wow, this is getting deeper than I anticipated.
Super good stuff here. I love this.
But Ken, I mean, I didn't expect anyone to pick ghosts, and I'm gonna be honest. I left zombie out of this choice because I thought who the hell is gonna want to be a zombie? That's stupid. Yes, your ghost thing. I was like, oh, why would you pick that? And I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's fantastic. But I'm still going to fall into the very romanticized vampire because, I mean, I guess that's already kind of touched on the points. You do have eternal life, but you can't go on the daylight. Yeah, the daylight kind of sucks. So, I mean, that's fine. You can't enjoy food. You can't really enjoy food as a ghost either.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
I mean, but sucking blood, I mean, does that suck?
Well,
Maybe it's not.
I don't mind. At least I don't mind my own blood. So.
That's fair. I mean, I would hope my significant other would also want to be a vampire, for sure. I think she would. We're gonna be vampires for Halloween. Vampires, my vote. Perhaps I'm biased. I did play Dracula once in a play.
Yes.
It was.
I feel like there's no positive for the werewolf. Am I wrong? What's the positive in being a werewolf?
The positive of a werewolf is you're alive.
You're alive?
What does that even mean? Don't you die?
You can
Once
howl at
normal
moons?
life?
Once a month, it sucks.
Yeah.
Right. But then the rest of your life is just a normal life?
Yeah.
It's just
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to have once a month.
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe murder my whole family. I don't know.
Or maybe you do the Buffy approach and they put you in a cage during the full moon.
Yeah, that sucked too.
Yeah, it sucks too.
You're still in the ghost.
Yeah, I still like that. The vampire, I like the vampires, very compelling because you are eternal life as a vampire.
And vampires, depending on which one, can compel.
Yes, but
you
sometimes
can make people do what you want.
If you're a vampire, you still got to pay for your Super Bowl tickets, your World Series tickets.
No, you don't, because you could just compel someone and be like, I don't need tickets to get in.
But, get in.
But depending on the vampire, if you're the type of vampire that has to be invited in, even if you had tickets to the Super Bowl, somebody's going to have to invite you in.
No, you don't have to be invited in. Oh, if it's a vampire or a ghost?
As a vampire.
Yeah, it's a vampire, yeah.
Well, you don't have to be invited in if you bought a ticket. Nobody's invited in there.
Dude,
it's a house. It's not a state. It's a stadium. It doesn't say anything about house. It's a house thing. I don't think it's a stadium thing.
I can visit every convention I want to. without having to get any tickets. Yeah, I'm not allowed to buy anything, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Because that'd be kind of weird as a ghost walking around with like 56 bags of stuff because he doesn't have any money or anything either.
Can you imagine 56 bags of stuff just like floating
around
this
to the convention center? I know, dude. But if I want to get on a cruise and just go cruise the Riviera, or if I want to hang out with my family wherever they're vacationing, I can hang out with them. It might suck if the family moves on and I don't like the new D-bag husband, or you know what I mean, type of thing.
Oh, that got dark.
Do you know what I mean? But I would hope, that's something too, like me and Susan talk about, like, what happens when one of us die? Do we move on, or do we just mourn forever? Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of a hard, dude, this is Halloween we're talking, right? It's a dark episode here. Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard because like that. I used to always think it's like that. I don't know if I could ever love anybody ever again after you. Aww. And she goes, but wouldn't you want me to be happy if I did find someone else? You're gone. And then I'll be together. What about like in heaven? Is there going to be like 2 or 3 of us hanging out together? Or how does that whole process work on something of someone having to move along when one of the true loves passes before the other? That's like, in a car wreck, or God forbid something, bad cancer happens too early. You don't want that person to live alone, just always pining over hoping that you're still there. They're always there in the heart. But it's like, it was a tough conversation for me and Susan to talk about a little bit. It's like that. I would hope, she goes like, I would hope that you'd want me to be happy if you were gone. And I go, that's a tough thing for me to process. I don't know if it's like a man thing that's hard to process, or if it's just like a person thing to process, or what. But I was kind of going, yeah, you're right. That is kind of selfish for me just to expect you just to kind of keep my memory from you living your life after I'm gone, or me not being able to move on after you're gone, type of thing. It's a really, really tough conversation to have.
You want me to speak on
But go ahead.
My opinion?
Yeah.
At least for me. I know this is kind of like getting a little sad, but anyway. I just want, at the end of the day, if something happened to me or whatever, I would want her to just do whatever she wants to do, absolutely. And like live her best life. And on top of it, like I have a kid, so like I would want her to be financially stable, and by yourself is going to be difficult. And like, sure, I don't want you to find someone who's a jerk or a bad person, and you trust, and I would trust that they wouldn't, right? Yes. And like, that's all. Like, yeah, I have no problem. Go right ahead, do whatever you need to.
Absolutely. Because it's your life. It's not, it's no longer together life. It's, you have to make your best life for yourself while you're still here, and you're always going to be a part of their life and like a positive memory and a positive part of their life, but you don't want to hold them back.
But on the flip side,
what they want,
if something happened the other way, I probably just would. I'd be done. I'm done. I just wouldn't care anymore. Yeah, in my opinion, tough. But that's just,
and you wouldn't.
It's just like I wouldn't even know where to look or how to, and I just would be like, especially how the world is today, I'd just be like, yeah, forget it. It's not even worth the trouble.
Yeah, and you wouldn't be looking at just, if it happens, it happens. It's not something you're looking for.
It's a terrible circumstance, and I know people who have dealt with it, and it's
sad.
It's rough,
it's hard.
And really, it's just something you just kind of play by ear.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Like, there's so many factors. And it's just,
being a ghost, you could be there.
Yes. As a ghost,
it's like being a ghost, if it does turn out to be like some kind of,
that's why vampire
like take over on the inheritance. Like, you can accidentally, set something up for the person to trip and fall down somewhere and no longer be in the situation.
That's why
but then you'd be haunting each other.
Yes.
Right. The person you made a ghost would be haunted.
That's why I'm still a team vampire there. And at least in my wife in particular, I think she would join me in our dark venture into vampirism.
Yeah, I just.
So here's the question, though, Blade. If she said no, are you going to bite her anyway?
Oh, wow.
No, because so if hypothetically I'm a vampire already, right, and I have no choice at this point, right? I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
Like I got attacked, and that's it. If she said no, I gotta respect her wishes, and I'll deal with it.
After she passes,
I'll just be like a fucking wreck.
I know, dude.
I'd be like the worst vampire.
Yeah,
you wouldn't.
It's like you just have to go get true blood and just drink bottles of blood.
Yeah, I would. I would probably like start a podcast. Or something to keep me occupied for, thousands of years.
Yeah. You'd have like the longest running podcast in human
kidding.
history.
Yeah.
We're on episode 1,353 of Nightcap Chat.
Like,
My name's Blade, and
why isn't this guy dead yet?
Joseph and Frederico hanging here with us today doing Nightcap Chat.
That's weird. I have a friend named Joe.
Well, we'll do it here. Let's do it. Maybe he's a vampire too.
He might be. He would probably do it. He'd be like, yeah. And he wouldn't ask his wife.
Exactly.
It's okay. They don't listen to this podcast. I can say that. Whoops.
That's true.
But yeah, dude, it's some pretty crazy stuff. That's a good question. Ghost, vampire, werewolf.
Yeah. Gosh, that was great. So, in that same vein, what would you guys choose? You guys who are listening, would you choose a vampire? Would you choose a werewolf? Would you choose a ghost? And why?
Yeah, that's another thing too. I could go find the person that owns Action Comics #1 and pull it out of their bag and board, read it, put it back.
You can read it, yeah.
Then
I thought you were going to say like rip it up or something.
Can you imagine? I start influencing the value of comics.
You could do that. You can start destroying significant comics.
Well,
and so that way you can choose like, okay, this person
is going
to have the only
collection.
Action Comics #1 or whatever.
I just start shaking like smoke soot, around it so it smells like smoke or something stupid like that.
This person's going to have the only Hulk 181.
Yeah,
you're going to have the only Amazing Fantasy 15 in the world. You're going to destroy the rest of them.
I just make all of them 4.0 or less.
That would be terrible.
No, I was kidding.
That'd be horrible.
No, it would be kind of
as a collector, I'm cringing right now.
But dude, just little things too. You could go hang out at the White House. You can, go.
You could set off like a nuke in like in Russia or something, and just boom.
I'd be more aiming towards trying to get harmony in the world, but yes, that's true. I could do something.
Or you just make it blow up in the air. You know what I mean? Like.
I could go, that ship that's going through around the world. What is it? That spaceship that they just launched around the Enron. What's it? The Elon Musk thing that he just did recently. Did you see that?
The thing with Captain Kirk.
Yes, dude. I could go to Mars and walk around there for a little bit. Maybe not. I'd have to get in the ship to get there first, right?
Well, it depends on the rules. It depends on the rules of ghosts,
ghosting?
Because are you trapped?
Spot, aren't you? Huh?
Are you trapped to Earth? Are you trapped to the house? Are you trapped? I mean, it's hypothetical. So let me ask you this.
Yes. Do I have the freedom to move anywhere on the Earth?
Yeah. If the option was ghost, but you were trapped to where you hypothetically died, would you still choose ghosts?
Oof, probably not.
So what would you choose?
Like if it's your house or something.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But if the
house is going to go, is going to go away.
It's going to become a condo complex someday.
Yeah.
Unless you haunt it so hard.
Yeah, so I'd have to haunt it really hard. Where it becomes like a tourist site. And I get to be the tour guide. Hey, everybody. It's Ken the Friendly Ghost giving you the tour of this house.
The owner of Drona Comics passed away here, and he pushes people down the stairs, and it's just awful.
Susan said, the stairs are already dangerous enough. Now we got Ken pushing people down there.
I will admit, Ken, at Drona Comics at 5801 West Glendale Avenue in the downtown Glendale, Arizona, your stairs are intense, man.
They are. Susan's unless they're an employee, you're not allowed downstairs. So I thought it would be cool to have a shopping
But even going
for,
upstairs.
Yeah. Stairs too.
I wear boots. Your stairs they're
creepy.
I don't know if they're steep. Are they old? What's the deal?
Like
Because I clunk down. I clunk down those stairs.
Yeah.
Your stairs are intense.
It's an old building. If there's there's haunted buildings in Glendale. I don't know if ours is haunted.
Right.
But there's rumors that there's buildings that are haunted in Glendale. But they're built in the 1800s. I don't know when those stairs were built in there. I'm sure they're probably 70-year-old stairs, I would guess, from 1950s, 1960s.
Wow.
And I wouldn't be surprised on that. Maybe I'd have to ask my landlord and say, hey, when did you replace these stairs? Oh, I don't know, 1942. Who knows? Right? They're fine. I mean, I'm sure
fine.
They
just make weird noises when you go down.
Yeah, dude. They're creaky.
Maybe they're just so hollow it just echoes.
There is a room underneath the stairs too. And so that's probably it too, as well. It's like a little storage room / utility room under there.
That's absolutely what that is.
So, but it's a fun old building.
But those of you who are listening here, I said it just now. Would you choose a vampire, a ghost, or a werewolf? Let us know on social media. We are Nightcap Chat on Facebook. Don't bother messaging us on Twitter because we're not going to check it. And we're just going to rip Twitter like every episode. We're Nightcap_chat on Instagram. We do check that, and we like our Facebook. We like our Instagram. Let us know, and let us know why. Like, let's get some good reason. We'll throw the zombies in there. If somebody has a good reason why you're going to be a zombie, go ahead and let us know.
What are some other things that you could throw into that category?
Mummy?
Mummies, yes.
That also seems like a bad idea because you're just dead and wrapped in bandages.
Or like that Frankenstein.
That also sounds terrible. I feel like the best three are definitely vampire, ghost, and werewolf.
Yeah.
And
witches? No.
Witch?
Okay.
A witch
/ warlock.
The warlock.
That might be the best one.
Sure.
It depends, but it depends. Like, are you talking about like the witch with the fat nose?
Okay, so we're not doing witch. We want to know if you want to be a vampire, a ghost, or a werewolf. Let us know on social media. That's our social media channels. And let us know.
I think this like pick thing should be a thing for every episode, and it doesn't have to be like beings. Like, it could just be you want to be an octopus, a shark, or
I want to be an octopus.
or a squid,
I want to be an
or
octopus.
something. You know what I mean? Like, every episode we should have some 3 random things, and then make our right on the spot.
We're gonna start doing that at least occasionally, and I like the octopus thing because I really like octopi.
Okay.
Just wait till I get my giant octopus tattoo.
That's cool. So too, it's like that.
And where we find Drana Comics?
We can find Drana Comics in downtown Glendale, Arizona. That is the state that is just east of California on the lower side of it. And it's also on Facebook, Instagram, and you can tweet us, but I look at our Facebook and Instagram more than I actually look at our Twitter. That's because Instagram's glad to tweet for me. So please reach out to us on those social media formats, our website, or call us in the store, because I see a lot of people recently leaving, hey, can you add this book to my box on my Facebook or Instagram? And sometimes those are missed. So call the store anytime that you need a comic book set aside for you, because we're there all the time, and we'll make a note. We'll set it aside and make sure it's there for you. Because I admit sometimes I've seen those replies on there and you don't see them until like the book's already out. We do posting, but we don't always check every single comment that's on there as fast as you may hope us to. So just a reality check. Thanks, you guys, and thanks for the support.
I guess that's what happens when you're so big and you're the Phoenix New Times like #1 comic book in the state 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's like Best of Phoenix is I can't do that without you guys. So I said too, even though I may not read your comments, you are part of what make that happen, and I do appreciate all of you greatly. But as I said too, social media is there for us, and we like to share with you, but it is not always our top priority to make sure that I catch every comment. So thank you for understanding, for most of all.
And you can comment on my stuff on Twitter and Instagram at Tales of Lance. I also probably won't read it until days later. If you have an opinion about me, whatever. Yeah. I don't care. I'm just kidding. You can catch me on Tales of Lance on Twitch and Instagram and Twitter. I play a variety of games, just playing New World and having a blast. And love you guys. Thanks for the support.
And if you care about anything I do, you can catch me and Blade O'Neill. It's Blade O'Neill. That's Oneill. Instagram and Twitter, and Blade O'Neill VO on Facebook. And sometimes I post about the video games I voice or the audiobooks I do, or just some random nonsense about my dogs. Or you don't have to follow. That's okay too. But we appreciate you all taking time to listen. We love you. Be safe as you go out this year and you're trick-or-treating. Just be safe, have fun. And let us know, what you're up to. If you want to share, if you're, if you're giving away something other than candy, let us know on social media. Yes. And we will catch you all next week. appreciate you listening.
Thank you all for listening, and I will do my best to read your comments.
Have a good week.